One of the defining characteristics of emotionally immature parents is the expectation that their children will be their lifelong emotional caretakers. Instead of the relationship shifting into a adult to adult role as the child becomes an adult, many emotionally immature parents rely heavily on their children for reassurance, validation, emotional stability, comfort, or companionship. Healthy parents do appreciate support from their adult children, but they don't expect them to become their primary source of emotional regulation. This pattern often begins very early in childhood. The child learns that the parent's mood determines the emotional climate of the home. If the parent is upset, everyone has to adjust. Many children become the peacemaker, the rescuer, the problem solver, the listener, or the encourager. Instead of the parent teaching the child how to regulate their own emotions, the roles reverse, and the child has to take on emotional responsibilities from their parent that they should have never been asked to deal with in the first place. As the child grows, the expectations often grow. The parent may expect frequent phone calls to ease their loneliness or to make them still feel in control. They want immediate attention whenever they're upset or constant reassurance whenever they're anxious. They may expect the adult child to solve their problems, listen to endless complaints, settle disagreements, or be available whenever they need emotional support. If the adult child begins to set limits, the parent may respond with guilt, disappointment, passive aggression, or complaints that the child is now selfish or uncaring. Emotionally immature parents often struggle to regulate their own emotions. They may have never developed healthy coping skills or learned to comfort themselves during stress. So not only can they not comfort themselves, but they also cannot teach these things to their children. You can't teach skills you don't possess. That's how these unhealthy dynamics perpetuate for generations. They rely on other people to help them feel secure, understood, and important. And children become convenient sources of emotional validation because there's always been an unequal power dynamic. The expectation is inappropriate because it reverses the natural care in the parent-child relationship. Parents choose to bring the child into the world, and with that comes providing care while the child is dependent. When the child becomes an adult, it does become more equal, but it doesn't become a contract for the child to cater to and meet the parent's emotional needs indefinitely. Every adult is responsible for their own emotions. Children may choose to offer love, companionship, and support, but that should come from genuinely wanting to and not out of obligation. Disengaging begins with recognizing the difference between responsibility and compassion. You can care about your parents' situation and their feelings without feeling responsible to jump in and fix it. When they are lonely, anxious, angry, or disappointed, you don't have to absorb those emotions or make them your personal project. Sometimes the best response is listening briefly, expressing empathy. That really sounds hard, and I hope it works out for you. And then letting them work out the rest themselves. Their emotional life belongs to them, just as your emotional life belongs to you. It helps to stop responding to every emotional demand. You do not have to drop everything and answer phone calls immediately. Setting limits can feel uncomfortable at first, and pushback often happens. But just because something feels uncomfortable does not mean that you're doing something wrong. It was never your job to keep your parent emotionally stable. You are allowed to pursue your own goals, build your own relationships, live your own life without feeling guilty. Emotionally immature parents may continue wishing that you would prioritize their emotional needs over your well being, but healthy love does not require self sacrifice as proof of loyalty. Have a good day.